Hello, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of our shooting program, and welcome to today's show. Such a pretty day to be outside. I tell you what, friends, it's not so hot yet. In this part of the country anyway, it's still green and pretty. We sure do hope those folks out west that are having the terrible droughts can get some rain, get some relief. But anyway, we're certainly happy to be here today. We're so glad to have you join us. We have an entertaining program for you. I think we have some things you're going to find interesting. Hopefully you're going to learn something. Welcome to all the new shooters, people that don't know much about guns. We're certainly glad to have you aboard because we're going to show you our attitude, our approach as gun enthusiasts that are normal, patriotic Americans. You know, friends, some people go through life with a hit or miss attitude, and here's an example of that. And I guess you can miss enough till you finally hit something. See what it looks like here. Well, that's one approach. That's one way of doing it. However, there may be a better and more efficient way. Example. How about the most hits with the fewest shots with the best tool for the job? Well, friends, I think this is a feature you're really going to find interesting. You know, this is your basic .357 Magnum. This happens to be a Smith & Wesson. Full charge ammunition. Easy to shoot well. Not a lot of recoil, some certainly. A little noise involved, but guess what? This is also a .357, and this is the new model 877 from Rossi. Now they're also an American manufacturer. They just happen to be a South American manufacturer. I tell you what, friends, this is really an impressive little gun. This is a all stainless with a very comfortable, nice rubber grip. And here's one thing that distinguishes it from a lot of the others. Notice now, full charge ammunition. Watch the lack of recoil in my hand. See, that's not bad. 5 shots, and guess what? It's a 6-shooter. It's not a 5-shooter, it's a 6-shooter. And there's a lot of good news about this little gun. One, functioning. We've shot this thing. We have given it a real workout. And it takes a standard K-frame Smith & Wesson speed loader. Just an excellent design here, an excellent process. This design is going to be very familiar to a lot of us that are familiar with Smith & Wesson handguns. I'll tell you what, it functions. The action is smooth. The trigger pull is just terrific. Single action pull is very light and precise. Tell you what, friends, this is a lot of gun, period. This would be a great backup gun for if you're carrying, say, a K-frame Smith & Wesson in your duty job. Tell you what, this is not a bad first gun either because we chronograph velocities out of this little gun, 2-inch barrel that it has, with core-bound ammunition over 1,300 feet per second. Now, friends, let me tell you what, that is no joke. This gives you literally the power of a full-size handgun. In .357 Magnum, it is way, way ahead of the .38 Specials, and it's with this comfortable grip. You know, you've heard me speak many times on the program about proper grip angle, and this little Rossi has an excellent grip angle. This is really an exciting concept because for our shooting show audience, we have an 800 number. In fact, I think it's an 888 number, the new series with the phone company there. It's a free call. You can buy this gun, have it shipped to your dealer. If you're an FFL holder, you can buy this gun for $230. I believe they have a $5 shipping and handling fee on top of that, but we're talking a very small amount of money for a terrific gun. I did some reading on the Rossi company, and Amedeo Rossi immigrated from Italy to Brazil in the late 1800s, and he began a factory down there making all kinds of things, appliances and farm implements. Well, they've come along to where they're now the largest handgun and rifle manufacturer in Latin or South America. So I tell you what, that is no joke. And you know, we've seen some earlier Rossis years past, and they were all functional. They might not have been as pretty as some other guns, but let me tell you what, they don't take a back seat to anybody. And you know, friends, regardless I am not going to get up here on this program and tell you something that I don't believe to be true. And like I said, we shot the fire of this little gun, and it has just performed excellently. It's as accurate out of 25 yards as the average service grade 45 semi-automatic. For that matter, the average semi-automatic, way more than accurate enough for its intended purpose, which would be closer range personal defense. Like I said, the first Rossies that I ever saw years ago were not that pretty, but they were functional. Well, now they're functional and they're pretty too. These folks have really done a nice job of machine work. This is something, see, for less than $500, you can have two of these things. My goodness, you can have one as your first gun, one as your backup gun. And this is Model 877. It is a 6-shot, 2-inch, 357 Magnum revolver. And give these folks a call. We'll give you that number in just a few minutes. The Verde Corporation is handling this, and apparently they have a good supply of these very fine little guns. One other thing I was reading, these Rossies have a lifetime service guarantee. Now wait a minute, friends, that's pretty good. It also includes, if you pass this gun on down to your children, says here, yourself, any child or grandchild of the original purchaser, the original retail purchaser there. And that's tremendous. My gosh, when you have a lifetime guarantee, not only for yourself, but your kids and grandkids, I'll tell you what, that's about as good a guarantee as I ever heard of. So, needless to say, I am very excited about this because you could tell the recoil was just not that bad. Now, some of these little 357 Magnums that have come on the market recently, very nice, high-quality guns, but they will kick the fire out of your hand. I mean, will just really give you a good boot there in your hand when they go off. And this one is really not bad. Full charge 357 Magnum cartridge is absolutely no joke, and it's just not that severe. I think it's a combination of the grip angle and also the material the grip is made of. You know, shooting standard 38 specials, I mean, it is just nothing to it. I mean, the recoil is just practically nothing. Here's your standard 158 grain 38 special. Watch the recoil. Just nothing to it. It's excellent. So you also have the option, and we chronographed some of the great Corbon 38 specials out of this little gun, and they were running 110 grain bullet well over 1,100 feet per second. 38 special, friends. Now wait a minute. That is good, strong factory 9mm performance in a 38 special cartridge with the reliability of the revolver. And you know, friends, I like semi-automatics. We carry and shoot them sometimes here on the program. I enjoy gun games, and if you choose to work with and carry a semi-automatic, that's great, nothing to it. But still, we're seeing a reliability edge on the factory issue revolvers, especially if you're a new shooter. If you're a woman or you're going to carry a gun concealed in a briefcase or something where it's going to be left and not shot for long periods, trust me, the revolver has some real advantages. And we're concerned about every viewer who watches this program. One, you have a very simple mechanism with the revolver. You can take the cylinder out and see if it's unloaded. You don't have to drop the magazine and wonder if there's one in the chamber. It's a very, very simple process. Now, no mechanical device is potentially without some sort of problem, but the revolvers are just simply, and you know, we've been doing this program, we're in our 6th year. We've shot about everything that goes bang, and I like all different types of guns, and whatever you choose to carry, that's your choice, and you know best for yourself, I'm sure. But across the board, the revolvers still have a reliability advantage. So anyway, that's what we're seeing. Well, I'll tell you what, friends, this little Rossi 877, they've had a 357 Magnum in service for some time. I believe they call it the 971, and has proven to be a good gun. And this is the first 877 that I've really had a chance to handle and shoot. And I tell you what, as a hideout gun, as an easily concealed gun, and you know, friends, we never advocate breaking the law. But in a lot of states around the country, you now can get concealed carry laws, and this would be an excellent candidate. Well, let's take a closer look at our little Rossi, see what you think. Now, friends, you can tell it is very, very nicely finished. I tell you what, those folks in South America are really taking pride in their work. Again, with a lifetime warranty, I mean, just how good does it get? The frame thickness, everything that we can see about this gun is made ruggedly and durably. And a lot of us are going to really like, especially in a concealment type gun, we're going to like this stainless finish. You know, friends, no stainless steel that guns are made of is impervious to corrosion. They will all rust or all corrode to some degree, but the stainless guns are much, much more easily maintained than the blued models. I really like the configuration of the grip. Again, I like this grip angle. It is much nicer than a lot of other. See where my finger is sort of paralleling the barrel there. It makes it much easier in fast shooting and accurate shooting. For me, it's a lot easier to control and get back on your target. So this is something, again, we're very impressed by. We know this is, in fact, unloaded. It has a hammer-mounted firing pin, very similar to the Smith & Wesson type guns. In fact, you'll be the cylinder latch here on the side. It is, again, a system we're very, very familiar with if you've been handling Smith & Wesson handguns. It has a coil spring in the frame here instead of a leaf spring like the Smiths. Of course, the J-frame Smiths do have coil springs, but it appears to be a very durable and long-lasting combination here. Well, we have a speed loader, and of course all you do, this is one of the great HKS speed loaders, just line up a couple of holes there, put it in place and turn, and of course then your gun is loaded. And as I said earlier, it takes the same speed loader as a K-frame Smith & Wesson. So that's going to be good news to a lot of us. They're out there all over in a number of different configurations, and that's going to be a plus for a lot of us. All right, let's take a shot with our little Rossi. Now, friends, as I've often said, what you want to be in focus is your front sight. You want the rear here and the target to be a little blurry. That is actually proper aiming technique. Let's take a shot, see what it looks like. Yes, indeed. Now, friends, there are some people that will say that you can't control one of these 357 Magnum snubbies. They're not accurate or rapid to shoot. Well, let's see about that. Now, honestly, this 686 Smith & Wesson and 357 Magnums is about as good as it gets. It's a very rapid-fire gun, very easy to control, 6-inch barrel. These Hogue rubber grips make it real nice. Let's run a quick test. We have our Hogue timer on here, and let's just see if we can control the little gun as compared to our standard size 6-inch barrel 357 Magnum. Go ahead and punch our timer. Start from the low ready position. Okay, from the low ready position, 5 shots, 1.62 seconds. And we don't have a bad group, all 5 right here where we need to hit. All right, let's tape our target. And you know, this little roll of tape is so important if you're down shooting on the range, because if you don't tape up the holes, you don't know where you shot. And in order to learn something, we need to know where our gun is hitting. Okay, years ago before I found out about taping target, we'd go down to the range, we'd shoot, well, I think that was it, I think that's not good enough. We need to know where those bullets go. Let's try the same drill with our little Rossi 357 Magnum shooting full powered ammunition. That was 1.62 seconds from the low ready position with the 686. Punch our timer, same position. .63 seconds. Guess what? Got a better group.
You know, friends, all of us as shooting enthusiasts should be subscribing to Shotgun News, the trading post for anything that shoots. 3 big issues monthly with literally thousands and thousands of firearms bargains. Give them a call, 1-800-345-6923, a very inexpensive subscription price. Again, 1-800-345-6923. Subscribe today.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Friends, what do Jim Clark Sr., K. Clark Michalik, Jerry Michalik, and Jim Clark Jr. have in common? You can find them all at Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, one of the finest custom gun shops in the entire country. They offer all sorts of custom packages on 1911s and other semi-automatics, from race guns to custom carry guns. They also offer a number of different custom packages for the Ruger 1022, and also have some very economically priced new 1022s in stock. Clark Custom Guns also has a good stock of Ruger Security 6s in blue and stainless at good prices. Clark Custom Guns offers some of the best revolver packages available anywhere, including action jobs on your Smith & Wesson or some other fine revolvers. In addition to custom work, they also have a completely stocked gun shop, anything from bullets to powder to accessories that you might want. Clark Custom Guns offers some shooting classes. You need to call for availability. Friends, it's certainly good for the shooting show, but good for yourselves when you call and get a Clark Custom Guns catalog. They have all sorts of things listed about their products and services and excellent prices. Give them a call. Area 318-949-9884. Again, 318-949-9884. Clark Custom Guns, the complete custom gun shop. Give them a call today. Tell them you saw it on the shooting show.
Sounds like we have a helicopter coming over. Well, friends, I'll tell you what, that is excellent performance from a small gun like this. And I tell you what, that grip angle and that grip has a lot to do with it. If you're interested, so we're being visited by the Air Force or somebody here today. Who the heck knows? Anyway, if you'd like information on one of these, give the Birdie Corporation a call. $230 is a terrific bargain. They're going to ship them anywhere to an FFL holder. If you would like one, you have a friend that has an FFL or your local gun store, you can talk to them and they can call the Birdie Corporation. They can ship you one of these out. This is really an excellent bargain. $230 for a first quality stainless steel 357 Magnum snubby. Well, some of you might ask, is there that big a difference in the 38 Special and the 357 Magnum? Well, yes, friends, the difference is dramatic. Shoot our water bottle here on the left with a standard velocity 38 Special that a lot of people have at home, have in their guns. Heck, this is what the police used to carry in 38 Special. See what it does to our water bottle up close. Now, friends, I punched a little hole in, a little hole out. Not what I would call dramatic performance. Let's take a Corbin 357 Magnum at 1,300 feet per second, 125 grain jacketed hollow point bullet. See what it does to an identical water bottle as far as demonstrating shocking power. Not the same thing, absolutely. If a 357 is still what you feel like is too much for you, you have the option of shooting the Corbin Plus P 38 Special. And let's take one of them. We still have water in the bottom half of this bottle. And let's see what the Corbin 38 Special is. If the 357 is still, some people who are going to be especially recoil sensitive but still want to carry a powerful gun, let's see what the Corbin 38 Special does here on this, what we have left of this water bottle. So much, much more effective than a standard 38 Special, equal to a good strong 9. Well, friends, I tell you what, the Rossi 877 gets a grade of excellent from us, even superior. Another American manufacturer, even though South America, what the heck. But a very fine bargain, very fine quality. If you'd be interested in getting one of these little guns for yourself, give the Birdie Corporation a call and let them work with you.
Catherine, how do you like that little Rossi 357 Magnum?
I like it. It's not that heavy.
It's not that heavy, and I tell you what, the recoil is just not bad at all. This is a new concept. Friends, let me tell you what, if you would like to have, hold up there, please, ma'am, if you would, and you can see it's really a small handgun, full charge 357 Magnum, which is no joke. If you'd like to have one of these, you can have one sent to your own FFL or to your local dealer. This is a shooting show viewer price now
of $230 plus a $5 shipping and handling fee. Here's the number. Write this down. It's 1-888. It's a free call now. You know there are 888 numbers in addition to 800 numbers. 1-888-215-1515. That's the Verdi Corporation. Again, 1-888-215-1515. This is the Rossi Model 877 357 Magnum, all stainless steel, lifetime guarantee or warranty on it, or repair warranty. Catherine, you could have this gun and they would repair it all your life, and if you have some children, you pass it down to one of your kids all their life, and if they have a child, they're just going through grandchildren now. Now, friends, that's fantastic, and I tell you what, this Rossi is no joke. That is a very, very fine piece of work here. $230, which I think is an absolute tremendous price. Just give Verdi Arms Corporation their call and get one sent to your local dealer or to your own FFL.
The Raven is a fitting emblem for the world's foremost source of life-saving and personal protection skills. Gun Sight Training Center.
Front sight.
Get it off. Ready? Grip!
The last thing you want to think about before you get started is you want to set your mindset. Okay? Get in your fighting mode and get ready to do business.
The ability to handle your own personal safety yourself is a skill for the 90s.
So your movement, your balance is very good, your intensity and your level of awareness is very good. People have a tremendous change in attitude here.
Go down to your target, stand about 1 meter back of your target, and do not taste it. Do not taste it. Relay 2, 7-meter line.
We are the oldest and best.
Here it comes back. Okay, well done. Let's clear the weapon out, drop the magazine, action open. Drop it to the sling arms.
Gun Sight Training Center, located in the heart of northern Arizona, is one of the largest private shooting facilities in the world today. Acres of rolling hills, sprinkled with juniper and scrub oak, set the stage for the novice to learn firearm skills, and the experts to elevate their technical skills to the highest level possible.
Then you go on down to a standard prone.
The methods taught here at Gun Sight have set training standards throughout the world. Defensive weaponry techniques afford the greatest speed, power, and accuracy. Students attending Gun Sight are afforded the luxury of having an on-site custom shop for immediate service or repairs. It is a full-service gunsmith operation, performing the highest quality of custom modifications on all types of firearms, handguns, or long guns. And the Gun Sight Pro Shop, a retail service dedicated to providing the best shooting products and items available in the world today.
The folks here at Gun Sight are the greatest. It is like a family. I come up here the second and third class and you see familiar faces. The people are the same and they recognize you, and it's nice to come up here and be a name, not just a face in the crowd.
Now, friends, for information on the Gun Sight Training Center, on their custom shop, or on their pro shop, give them a call, area 520-636-4565. Area 520-636-4565. Get a catalog, get information on their custom shop, or on the tremendous stock in their pro shop. They're some of the finest people out there, friends. If you go to Gun Sight Training Center, you will definitely come back knowing, one, how to shoot a gun and how to better protect yourself in this dangerous world we live in. Well, you know, Judge, this 44 Magnum is a powerful handgun. But it's only powerful if you have a target to shoot at. It's only worthwhile if you have a reasonable target. And it has to reach, you got to be able to see a target. Well, friends, we've had a very good relationship with tremendous numbers of you folks for years now. This is our 6th year on the air. And, we've started off on satellite, just pure satellite programming, and people found us at home. We worked with a couple of the gun publications. But, there are people now, apparently the show's doing some good, huh, Judge?
Must be. It's attracting the right enemies.
We're gaining the right the right enemies. We've been cited because we're not politically correct. And I think the shooting show is, see this, friends, see this seal right here, it says no more United Nations. It's what it says, it's what we mean, it's what a majority of America means. And we have let these knuckleheads in Washington and other places hog tie us politically. If I sound like I'm angry, I am angry, because now we're being assaulted by some of the liberals. Our program is because we're not politically correct.
Let's get it down to concrete terms, Johnny. We've just gotten a call from the programming directress of the Outdoor Channel, which carries our program, saying that, number one, we've got to cut down on the amount of advertising we do. They'll give us 2 minutes per hour, or is that per half hour?
Per half hour.
And this show simply cannot do it on that small amount of advertising. Of course, they want twice that much time on their advertising. In addition, they don't like our political aspect, our political commentary. We are not politically correct enough. In fact, we're about as politically incorrect as we can get. If you can show me any better way to get more politically incorrect and stay moral, I'll do it. So we've got 30 days, they tell us, to straighten up and fly right, or to get out.
Well, let's add a couple of things to it. The people of the network in the past have been very nice to us. We do appreciate all the folks at the Outdoor Channel. They're very fine people. But some of the new liberal cable companies that are now picking up, the network is growing rapidly, and some of the I say liberal cable networks simply do not want a politically incorrect, or let's say it like this. I'll bet you if we agreed with the liberal stance, wouldn't be a problem.
If this were being sponsored by Sarah Brady and Handgun Control Incorporated, they'd be clapping their hands saying, go to it, go to it.
That's great. Well, but we're not. I was at a bookstore a few days ago, Judge, and I was looking at some really crash and burn novels. One of the books that I think I can safely say this, Stephen King had a bunch of novels on, and very violent, a lot of weird things happen in Stephen King books, a lot of some other stuff that showed really strange violence. I mean, people being cut up, and all kinds of terrible things happen to them, but that's okay. But you know how many gun magazines they had for sale?
0.
None.
They won't carry them.
Won't carry gun magazines. Won't carry anything promoting the responsible and proper use of these firearms, but they'll carry all sorts of things promoting the misuse and improper use of firearms.
And knives and guns.
And knives and
guns,
that's right.
Clubs, whatever.
Clubs, talk about all the weird stuff you don't talk about. And that just strikes me as being, why do you think that is, sir?
Well, it's got to be because we're shoveling sand against the tide.
That's right.
The tide is liberal. The one worlders don't like this flag that's back here behind us of no more United Nations. They don't like our attitude about guns. They don't even like, I guess, people to have the right of self-defense, although I guarantee you, every one of them that's bitching about it has some sort of a permit to either carry a gun or does it anyhow, or have bodyguards.
So that's the problem. It's all right for the liberal elite because they can afford bodyguards. But what about the rest of us? What about you and I? What about the rest of us out here who have to defend themselves and have to watch after our own personal security?
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
You know, friends, it's rare in any field of manufacture that one particular company has a clear-cut advantage over the others. Well, in this case, it's Corbin Ammunition, Corbin Bullet Company, because they make the best handgun, long gun, and even some specialty caliber ammunition that's been real hard to get in the past. If you really want your handgun or rifle to perform at their absolute best, you need to find some Corbin ammunition. For information on where you can get Corbin, information on their product line, call them. Corbin Bullet Company, 1-800-626-7266. Again, give them a call. It's a free call, 1-800-626-7266. Trust me on this one. Corbin is the best there is.
Well, NBC Nightly News, for example, in a recent show, attempted to expose government-funded scams that are supposedly cheating the American people out of millions of dollars. But this week, the only people being cheated are viewers who expected to see an accurate and fair and truthful report about the newly created Corporation for the Promotion of Rifle Practice and Firearm Safety. That was established to replace the Director of Civilian Marksmanship. And in fact, NBC would be hard-pressed to put together a more inaccurate story about the corporation than the one it ran on Thursday evening's news. That's this past Thursday. Today is the, well, this was out on the 17th NRA Fact, so it had to be Friday, probably the 16th, on May the 16th. The truth of the matter is that nothing is being given away at all. Closely screened shooters must buy the surplus firearms from the corporation, and NBC asserted that NRA is somehow profiting from the national matches held at Camp Perry each year, when in reality the matches cost the NRA money. Rather than taking the time to conduct a thorough investigation of their own into the program, or perhaps they did conduct a thorough investigation and just didn't like what they found, NBC appears to have relied solely on propaganda provided by the anti-gunners in Congress and groups like Handgun Control Incorporated that are so opposed to firearms ownership that they'd rather see these fine rifles and firearms destroyed at taxpayer expense rather than sold to shooters.
Well, of course.
For those of you that are interested, you can call NBC News at 212-664-4444. That's 66 followed by 5 4s. And urge them to tell the truth about the civilian marksmanship program. The administration is now seeking to get the Supreme Court to review Brady Bill challenges. The Fifth Circuit has upheld the challenges to the Brady Bill on the grounds that the federal government has no authority to tell the states what they have to do. And so they're now urging the Supreme Court to accept certiorari. That means to accept hearing of the case. And presumably when the Solicitor General of the United States requests the Supreme Court to hear a case, they frequently do it, usually do it. Normally, you've got about roughly 4% of the cases that our Supreme Court are asked to review that are reviewed. 4%, that's 4 out of 100. That's a bunch. It's a bunch is not being heard. However, the Solicitor General gets into it, the percentage goes way, way up, presumably to decide important constitutional questions. President Clinton approved again this week. He can't go a week without calling for some sort of restrictions on firearms. And we may be off the air pretty soon. So remember, if you want to protect your firearms rights, you vote against those people who are seeking to even let us talk on the subject. He's challenged Congress to pass a ban on armor-piercing ammunition, quote, designed to kill law enforcement officers wearing bulletproof vests. Now, you know, there's got to be a little truth in this thing. He failed to tell his audience that true armor-piercing ammunition has been banned for civilian use since 1986.
Although there's never been a police officer shot.
That's the next thing. Nor did he tell them that no police officer has been fatally shot through a protective vest with a handgun bullet designed to penetrate protective armor.
That's right.
Protective materials, not armor. It's,
right.
It's some sort of plastic material.
Kevlar.
It's not. Of course, Representative Schumer and his ammo bill think that's great. That ammo bill would restrict most ammunition used for legitimate purposes, including rifle ammunition, all of which will penetrate protective armor. But still, none of them have been killed. None of them have been.
No one's ever been shot with an armor-piercing bullet. But this is just another ploy to get all. It's just another ploy to get more stuff off. It's piecemeal. It's a salami thing, one slice at a time. Every slice you can take away off the salami loaf. One day there's no loaf left.
Now, those of you who want to protest this action, I would suggest you call the Outdoor Channel. How do you get the Outdoor Channel?
Well, they're in Temecula, California, and although it's really not, let's see if I have their number here. It's really not, what it is the liberal cable networks that are now starting to pick up programming, and we just happen to be the most politically incorrect program. That's one of the most politically incorrect programs on the air. And if you would like to let them know how you feel, you can call them. The Outdoor Channel is 1-800-551-9707. I believe that's the proper number, 1-800-551-9707. And let them know what you think, because we're going to have to change our format dramatically away from, we can no longer talk about anything political whatsoever.
That means I'm not going to be on the air because I won't be silenced. Absolutely will not be silenced.
And let them know what you think, but it's not the network as much as it is some of the new cable companies, some of the large liberally owned cable companies.
Call them by name, Johnny.
Well, Time Warner and TCI are two of the larger networks that just do not appreciate really a gun program stating our viewpoint. That's the thing. We've done this now 5.5 years in our 6th year of stating how we speak for literally millions of Americans, and these people, they can have blood, guts, murder galore, criminal programs on, programs promoting drug use on some of the cable networks, programs promoting pornography, but when we stand up for what's right and we talk about the ideals that literally founded this country, that in fact founded Western civilization, they don't want that, because, friends, the liberals in America today want to change that. They're not happy with what this country stands for. They want a socialist America. It's what they want. And programs like ours, and especially ours, because of our stance on firearms, that's what we're all about, really is in their way. And apparently we're doing good, Judge, huh?
Must be hitting somebody in the area that's sensitive.
Well, that's... I tell you what, we don't, as we speak, we'll be making some plans to do some things. As of this minute, we're not exactly sure, but we may be opening up another access area, and who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. We just received this information here today, in fact, as we're editing, and wish I had my AR-15 so I could look more militia.
More militant, not
more militant. Well, we're not militia TV.
Well, that gets down to what the militia is anyhow. The militia is the body of the people, the body of the public. By United States statutes, all of you, most of you that are watching this are part of the United States militia. And in Louisiana, we are by statute part of the Louisiana militia. So that just makes them real unhappy. And I guess that our exposure of what's happened at the potential cover-up at Oklahoma City has really bothered some people.
Apparently so. Our comments on Ruby Ridge, Idaho, have also bothers people. Did you see that network piece last night?
I saw the network piece last night on Ruby Ridge, and it was a reasonably good treatment, except they made Randy Weaver a racist, and they made him give him the Nazi salute, Heil, which I don't think is accurate in any respect. They made Ms. Weaver, who was killed, look like a fanatic.
You know, Carrie, I think it's as important for you ladies to know how to use these firearms as it is for us men. But you know, there's something else. We can have firearms for defense of our homes and certainly for sport, but we also need information.
Yes, I agree. I think the New American Magazine is the best source of information available in this country.
Well, I would certainly agree. The New American Magazine is the truth and nothing but the truth. And friends, if you would like to know what is really going on in this country and around the world, if you want, in fact, the truth, well, you need to get the New American Magazine. So here's how to do it. You can get the New American by calling 1-800-727-TRUE-TRUE. And those numbers, of course, are 1-800-727-8783. The New American, $22 for a 6-month subscription. It comes twice a month. You know, friends, in times like these, which indeed are strange times, we certainly need our firearms, but we also need the information about what's really going on. Order today. You know, friends, this is the great Shot Stop Target System. You've been seeing this on the program now for a few weeks. For the large caliber handguns, also for the 38 and 357 and the 9mm. Well, what if you don't have the larger handgun, or maybe you don't feel like shooting one of the larger calibers? Maybe you'd like to shoot a 22. Yes, friends, they have a target system also of smaller targets, lighter targets, just for the 22. You know, friends, all the advantages of a 22 long rifle, which first of all is expense. It's so inexpensive to go out and hone your target skills with a 22. It's also just a whole lot of fun on the Shot Stop Target System. Friends, just like his bigger brother's a little touch-up paint, and it's good as new. The great Shot Stop Target System for whatever handgun caliber you may have in mind here. Give them a call today. Here's how to get information. For information on the tremendous Shot Stop Target Systems, give them a call. Their phone number, 1-800-444-2038. Again, the Shot Stop information, 1-800-444-2038.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Well, they made Vicki Weaver look like she was a fanatic, and I really doubt that they gave a very true representation of that lady. Actually, the Weavers wanted to be left alone. The show did not accurately show that the BATF enticed them, or enticed Randy Weaver, entrapped him into doing something that he would not otherwise have done and did not want to do. As I say, it was maybe a reasonable representation, except for the distortions that they gave. But they made Weaver a racist. They made him a radical. You know, even the liberal press doesn't call him a white supremacist or
white separatist.
They call him a white separatist.
Mm-hmm.
And even at their distorted words, because his name is Randy Weaver, not white separatist Randy Weaver.
That's right. Well, what about Louis Farrakhan? Can we call him black separatist?
They won't call him a black separatist for anything. Why?
Yeah, why?
They don't have the intestinal fortitude to do it. That's why.
You got that right.
Spelled G-U-T-S.
Well, our news media, network programming on the major networks is so controlled. Now, friends, it's happening around us. It is later than it's ever been, and just please stay tuned to our program. Please let the network know what you think about our show, if you would. But we're going to have to make some dramatic changes in the next few weeks, and we'll just see what those will be. As we speak, we're not sure, but you know, we've been doing this for a long time. And most of you, a tremendous number of you, feel like that we're part of your extended family, and we do appreciate that very much. But we're here to state our viewpoints, our views as patriotic, gun-owning Americans. And I just don't see the problem with that. Like I said, we must be stepping on some toes, Judge. That's all we can.
Well, of course, our position politically is pretty well known, and I have been accosted or recognized by hundreds of people at various places, from at gun shows or at the SHOT Show, or
all across the country,
or just across the country, as being the judge on this program, and that just doesn't fit with what we found out, because every one of them have been congratulatory. They've been happy that somebody was speaking what they thought.
Well,
and I have not received one single unfavorable remark.
Well, it just goes to show, Judge, we speak for our side, and major programming, the major networks and all, have all the time in the world to speak against us, because literally they want to overrun us as patriotic Americans. And friends, we still believe in America. We do not believe in the United Nations. We believe in the United States. We believe in the concept of personal responsibility and personal freedom, not personal irresponsibility. We don't believe in a collective government taking care of us. We believe in taking care of ourselves, and this is diametrically opposed to what the one world, the New World Order people, the one world government seekers hope to install. You know, this is what I just can't imagine what's going to happen if we don't stand up in this country, if we don't make a stand for what's right, for the things that are important, the things that absolutely built this wonderful opportunity for mankind to be free.
Well, you know, Johnny, I don't have any grandchildren. I have two children, both of whom are into their middle years now. No grandchildren. My wife is very upset about that. I'm not upset about it, because I see a very different future coming up. It may last out my time. It could possibly last out my children's time, although I'm a little doubtful about that. I'm reminded that Maria Antoinette thought that it would last out King Louis's time, but it didn't.
It didn't.
And this may not last out our time. Time to regain freedom is before you lose it. It's not afterwards, because then you're silenced. And incidentally, these liberal moguls that apparently think they're going to be the elite of the future are in for a very rude awakening. They're usually the ones that get taken under, because the then masters will know that they're the ones that can influence public opinion, and they'll shut them up.
Well, I tell you what, Judge. Of course, I have children. I'm very concerned, as are you. In fact, my left hand's a little heavier today, sir. I think it's got some decoration on it there that wasn't there just a very short time ago.
Oh, what Johnny's talking about is he got married yesterday. He looks like as old as he is, he'd know better. But
well, and I appreciate it.
He married a very fine young lady, and I went over to Marshall, Texas, to be a witness at the ceremony. And I wish
I appreciate your efforts.
I wish Johnny and his bride many happy years.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, a lot of you, we've met so many folks out there on the road, and we thought that you might just be interested in that little personal note there. And it's not a little personal note to me. It's a pretty major deal, actually.
Well, you know, Johnny, you're young enough, and you've gone through this enough times, so that.
Excuse me.
It could.
Well,
be,
I was divorced. Yes.
It could be news. I've been married over 50 years, so I'm not much in the way of news on that score.
Well, anyway, we'll leave you with that thought back to our program. Friends, stay tuned. The future will be interesting. You know, friends, a lot of us like to shoot rifles at distances out past 100 yards. A lot of us, especially here in our part of the country, will zero rifle, even this 30-06 for, say, 100 yards, something like that, because most shots won't be taken beyond that range. So what if, in fact, you have a target as a game animal out at, say, 200 yards, 300 yards? And you know, all bullets, they don't travel in a straight line, they travel in an arc, in a trajectory. Well, the folks at Allison Tool have come up with a very neat idea here. And this is one of those things that's so simple you wonder why someone hadn't thought of it before. Well, these folks did. It comes in a little plastic bottle here, as you can see. And this is a scope-mounted ballistics chart. And what it is, you put it right on your scope. It weighs just almost nothing, and you have a little tape here you pull out, and it will tell you the trajectory of whatever caliber you're shooting. And you can order the bullet weight. Now, they also make these with a blank tape here, so you can write in your own ballistics chart, and you can get that, of course, out of one of the better reloading manuals. It's really not a problem. Or you can go out and experiment for yourself and see what your particular gun actually does. But this is such a neat idea. Well, let's see how it works. Now, friends, it comes with a little Allen wrench here, and it comes apart in two pieces. And it just goes right on your scope. We're going to mount it right here. Put it right in place there. Tighten it down. Put our other screw in here. Okay, when you line up for a shot and you're not sure you know what the distance is, and of course this can help us learn what distances are. This will help in our range estimation too. Just pull out the little tape here before you take the shot, and here you have a 200-yard zero. It will be 1.73 inches high at the muzzle. It'll be dead on at 200 yards. It'll be 7.7 inches low at 300, and of course it goes on out to 600 yards. So you also have measurements here for a 100-yard zero. If you go out to 200 yards, we have a 3.41 inch drop here. I'm reading. So this is for the 30-06 150 grain bullet. Well, we have a target out here at 200 yards. So it tells us here this gun is zeroed at 100 yards. So we're going to aim 3.4 inches high out at our 200-yard target. See what it looks like. Okay, we'll get our bag set in, our sandbags here set in place. Got our target out here. And I'll tell you what, friends, the scope-mounted ballistics chart may help you get your game animal, certainly. Make a hit which might have otherwise have been a miss. Another fine Allison Tool product is this speed brush. If you need to clean the chambers of your revolver rapidly, just push them in as far as it'll go and pull it out, and it'll make chambering much easier. Another feature is the speed brush has another brush in the handle to clean under your ejector star. Same thing, if you want a really good cleaning here, take the Allison Speed Mop, same drill, and clean those chambers out. To order the speed mop, the speed brush, or the scope-mounted ballistics chart, call Allison Tool Company at area 303-355-5356. Again, the speed brush, the speed mop, or the scope-mounted ballistics chart. Area 303-355-5356. Allison Tool Company. Tell them you saw it on the shooting show. Now, friends, what do Jim Clark Sr., K. Clark Michalik, Jerry Michalik, and Jim Clark Jr. have in common? You can find them all at Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, one of the finest custom gun shops in the entire country. They offer all sorts of custom packages on 1911s and other semi-automatics, from race guns to custom carry guns. They also offer a number of different custom packages for the Ruger 1022, and also have some very economically priced new 1022s in stock. Clark Custom Guns also has a good stock of Ruger Security 6s in blue and stainless at good prices. Clark Custom Guns offers some of the best revolver packages available anywhere, including action jobs on your Smith & Wesson or some other fine revolvers. In addition to custom work, they also have a completely stocked gun shop, anything from bullets to powder to accessories that you might want. Clark Custom Guns offers some shooting classes. You need to call for availability. Friends, it's certainly good for the shooting show, but good for yourselves when you call and get a Clark Custom Guns catalog. They have all sorts of things listed about their products and services and excellent prices. Give them a call. Area 318-949-9884. Again, 318-949-9884. Clark Custom Guns, the complete custom gun shop. Give them a call today. Tell them you saw it on the shooting show. You know, friends, it's rare in any field of manufacture that one particular company has a clear-cut advantage over the others. Well, in this case, it's Corbin Ammunition, Corbin Bullet Company, because they make the best handgun, long gun, and even some specialty caliber ammunition that's been real hard to get in the past. If you really want your handgun or rifle to perform at their absolute best, you need to find some Corbin ammunition. For information on where you can get Corbin, information on their product line, call them. Corbin Bullet Company, 1-800-626-7266. Again, give them a call. It's a free call, 1-800-626-7266. Trust me on this one, Corbin is the best there is.